Exodus 20, verse 3, Genesis 5, verse 21, Genesis 11, Genesis 1, verse 7. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so.
Flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a. Read the book of Enoch, then tell us so real fuck you was a wise man, no, and a idiot. Walk with God, come back and teach us how the earth make and everything in that. Tell her how the sun, moon and star move. Listen to the words of God, cause so through them trick we and deceive we, make we confuse. In a this a world where the devil want. Flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a. Don't get tricked, you study the stars, study all-star movements. Overall, them move in a one-way car circular. That means that the earth now move none tall. If the earth did a spin around the sun as them say, while the sun a travel round in a the galaxy, that means star fly from everywhere. But put it to the test, I know that you will get. Cause a flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a. Prove what you know, don't tell me money here say. Truth where you throw me, I tell you no space there. Read the Bible, cause every truth place there. Wise up every youth, please don't stray away. About the story of Nimrod, Tower make God have to make many language come here. Nothing can overthrow God power. Remember your history in the age of Noah, cause a flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a flat earth, we live in a flat earth, a God work and everything live ya. Happy a deception, we a live in a that globe, you show me no live in a. Fix yourself or dismiss yourself.
All right, guys, you're live. Greetings from Japan. It's Monday morning, 10 a.m. here. Shout out to people here in the chat. Megadeth 777, Dex Presents, Queen M, and everybody else who is just joining in. Hello, Vikka. Hello, Jean. Vikka, you first.
Hey, Eddie. Big hello to you, brother, and to Jean and everybody in the chat. And thank you, Eddie, brother, for the invite. This is the first time I'm on your podcast, so it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for all your work you've been doing. Awesome job, brother.
Thank you, brother. How about you, Jean? How's everything in New York?
Eddie, thank you, bro. This is my first time here with you too. We've done a show on heliopsychosis together, but thanks for having me here. And hi to everybody. Things are good in New York. Weather's pretty nice.
Okay. Are you in New York State or New York City?
No, I'm in New York State, but South New York. I'm about 45 minutes north of the city.
All right, that's great. All right, guys, we're going to be talking about the new upcoming documentary, The Mechanical Realm. I'm going to go ahead and look at the website here together. Let me present
Eddie,
my...
Eddie, I think Keith is in the backstage. Maybe, I don't know if you saw him.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Man, I still sometimes make mistakes with this Yard stream here. Hello, Keith. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Eddie. Good to be with you, man. I love your channel. You've done some amazing work. So definitely honored to be here with you on your podcast.
Thank you so much. It's a
Hey, Keith.
pleasure for me to have you.
Hey, Vikka. Hey, Gene.
Hey Keith, good to see you, brother.
You too.
All right, guys. I was just about to display here the mechanical realm, the website, the official website. So some people were asking me how can they see the movie? So Vika, I want you to go ahead and explain here what's going on. It's about 13 hours for the release of the mechanical realm. So let's walk people through here and explain how they can see the movies.
Oh yeah, that's your 13-hour according to Japan time, right?
Yeah,
For me,
13
it's
hours. Yeah.
yeah, for me it's 1 day and 1 hour, almost 25 hours, right? For
Wow,
me.
I
So
see.
for
So
yeah,
that means
I
that I can
actually
see the movie tonight, my time, huh? I can get to see it tonight.
I GMT. It's the GMT time. Looks like
Yeah, yeah,
because uh, RTS and the RTS team. They I think they work on GMT. So I think
okay.
so. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, we were like almost 45 days already. The page of the mechanical realm, and we have almost around 250,000 visits already on the page. That's really awesome. And because the work done
Yes.
by the RTS team and Marcio David for the official page and the application, amazing job.
Yeah,
A lot of work to keep it updating. The app has been updated twice already. There's a
right.
chat where you can do personal chat with other people. You can make groups. You can make private chats in there and speak freely about uh, whatever you like, relating to the documentary, relating to the truth. So you can find the app. It's called the Mechanical Realm docufilm. So
Okay. I
if you
do
want,
have,
you can leave
if you go to my
the
website, I
links
have,
in the chat.
yeah, I'm gonna post here also real quick. I have the
I'm
picture here,
I'll see.
Master Dave, he sent me, and it's right here, guys. Where is my community? So you see a big picture here. If you want to download the app, it's right here. This is the QR
Okay, I'm
code.
gonna leave the link here. I'm
Yeah,
gonna leave the link here.
for anybody who wants to download the app, and this is the QR code right here. Just go to my YouTube channel and the community. Scroll down a little bit. You're gonna see there the mechanical realm. So first of all, let me just show here, guys. So this is the official website, and we got here some things about the people, the cast. Okay, Vikka, Draziv, Alexander, Miliana, and me, and then we have Keith. Let's see the second page here. We have Gutai J, Jean, Evelyn Gold, and we got Keith Cameron Smith right here. This is the cast of the documentary. And go ahead, because you, Keith, and Jean. I know I wasn't, when I woke up and I got things done, your show probably was over.
So yeah, the it's like we have been working on this project for almost a year now. So the whole process has been like an experience in itself, and to the last moment where it's almost 24 hours left for this project to be like blown up. So we are quite excited and like kind of happy with how everything is coming out, with all the work from each and everybody, including you, Eddie. So we have already worked together on Flatten the Curve, and now here. So and the rest of the team, the effort everybody have put to get this together was awesome. Because as I mentioned in my podcast just an hour ago, that everything looks like that it's a kind of mechanism, like we discussed about from the microcosm at a cellular level, from our cells to the macrocosm, the cosmos in itself. It's all in a way interwoven mechanism, right? Like how the insects, they look like aliens, creatures, machines. They can fly, they attack, they can throw chemicals, the way they look like. So the same with the animals, the way they are built to survive in this environment, with their speed, with their ability to hunt and to kill and to survive, and we humans being in ourselves, like if you see our arms and legs and our body, we are totally mechanical, like robotic, but in a way more organic, right? So we're trying to connect the dots there. Why? Because everything is looks like it's kind of a mechanism. So the geography, the celestial, the heavens also could be a part of this mechanism, of this whole mechanism. Yeah, it was an awesome podcast. So if like we went in quite in detail. So the mechanical realm documentary is a part of this mechanism, which focus on few aspects of what this realm could be, right? But it opens a lot of other doors of what we are trying to say here, that everything could be a part of this whole mechanism, and trying to understand it in a like we can see the creation in everything, like be it the patterns, the geometry, the how the everything moves, the planets, the everything is so perfection, the intelligent design in itself. It's no chaos, right? It's not like how the globes they want us to think it is. It's not chaotic. It's all is so perfectly designed, intelligent, and symmetry and beauty, and so that's, yeah, it's going to open a lot of doors and ways for flat earthers to investigate more and to shut the globers up with something that it's been there for a few thousand years. Because I was saying also that we should thank globers for being so insisting and asking us to provide a model, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. And we have had a model for thousands of years, just like. All right, so let me see here. People in the chat, we got about like 50 people watching us. So if you have any questions for any of the panel here, Jean, Keith, or Vic about the realm, and please, let us know, and we will. Oh, Wambui is in the house. How are you, Wambui? That she was, and if you watch that Voices Around the Plane, she made a beautiful presentation, Wambui. So greetings to you, my dear friend from New York City. All right, so Keith, I want to hear from you. What are your ideas about the mechanical realm?
Well, when I talk to people about flat Earth, which is almost daily, I'll tell them that to me, the Earth is an intelligently designed, enclosed electrical, topographical, stationary realm. We commonly call it flat Earth, but there's a lot to it. But at the end, it's really a simple system. And we had a podcast a few weeks ago where Vikka was saying, hey, the truth is simple and lies are complicated. And you start looking into the heliocentric hypothesis, and that's a world of confusion and delusion. There's so much complication and contradictions in that heliocentric hypothesis. But when you start looking at reality and observing reality, like we are doing now in 2023, and just like our ancestors did 2,000 years ago, it's a pretty simple system, what we observe. So, I just challenge people to start observing reality, start researching reality, because as all of us know, people who try to defend the globe, they have never researched reality for themselves. All they can do is regurgitate the indoctrination that they received from the school system. And in this documentary, I know Vikka's vision and goal for it was to be a tool to help build the flat earth community. And it absolutely is a tool. But in my opinion, it is also a weapon to fight against the world of academia, at least part of the world of academia, which is a world of lies and worlds of deception, from the elementary school all the way up into many of the colleges, even private colleges, that are preaching and teaching and not allowing kids to question anything and telling them that the earth is a spinning wet rock in outer space. Well, just the way I like to say it, I'll say again, the earth is an intelligently designed, enclosed, electrical, topographical, stationary plane. That's what we commonly call flat earth. But if people whoever's listening tonight, and I'm sure this is mostly flat earthers on here listening tonight, you're getting ready to have a tool put into your hands with this documentary, which is also can be used as a weapon to fight against the people. One of the funny things, and we've all heard this, oh, come on, guys, everybody 2,000 years ago already knew the earth was a ball. They knew 2,000, the globe's been around for 2,000 years. What a false claim that is. And that's what this documentary is going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, that everyone 2,000 years ago looked at this model, the working model of flat earth, the working model of reality, where the earth is a geocentric, flat and stationary realm, and everything we see in the sky moves in perfect divine order over us. What we see in the sky today in 2023, I believe the exact same thing that our ancestors saw in the sky 2,000 years ago. So the system works with divine order. It's obviously intelligently designed. People who try to buy into Einstein's delusion or Darwin's delusion, I mean, they've just been hand-fed or spoon-fed lies. So this documentary, I'm excited because it shares the truth, which is simple, and I think a lot of people are going to see it because of the simplicity of it. But it's simple and powerful at the same time.
Yeah, you said a lot of important things there. All those lies they keep saying, like, oh, 2,000 years ago. No, they knew Earth was a ball. I mean, they had to go to war here in Asia to destroy the flat Earth cosmology they had here. This is the flat Earth model here in Japan, and the Europeans physically destroyed, because the Japanese, they had these models in their temples. The picture is not as, it's a small picture here, but the Japanese people here, they had these models, physical models in their temples. So the Europeans, when they came over, that was 1865. It wasn't that long ago, because when the Edo period ended, and then the Europeans invaded, especially the Freemasons, and they physically destroyed the flat Earth models they had. But the Japanese were able to hide a couple of them. Like 5 of them still survived from that era, but they are not in display. You have to get special permission in certain temples to get to see those remaining flat Earth models. And then we are talking about 1865. Not to mention that China only succumbed to the heliocentric model in 1903, after the Opium Wars and everything. A lot of lies. The heliocentric model is full of lies. I want to hear your take on that, Gene. Edit.
Yeah, I'd say pretty much everything Keith said, spot on. Mechanical realm is gonna touch on a lot of the narratives going on, being taught by the education system that was heisted 100 years ago or more. And I kind of fouled them out, because they taught this stuff to kids when the school system was nothing like it is today, and they created the whole entire system. And we brought up learning to trust these people, and unfortunately, that's what I taught my kids until a certain age as well. But so that's where my strongest disagreement with all of this is. That's where a lot of my passion comes from. Because I don't want to see any more kids being taught this nonsense that doesn't exist. So, and we're going to touch on the scientific narrative, geological narrative, historical narrative, astrological, architectural, and more, and more. And I'm curious to see what people are going to say to try to confront us with things, because this is a piece of history that's out there, and you'll see how they dance around the reality behind it, and how they say, these people from 2,000 years ago were brilliant with mostly everything they did, but the solar system is where they were really right, where they were wrong, and where these new astronomers and astrophysicists, they fixed all of the mistakes that these brilliant people from 2 and 3 and 4,000 years ago made. All thousands of years of these cultures making the same mistake, and then all of a sudden 500 years ago or so, these new guys fixed it all. And we're gonna create a lot of holes in their story that they're gonna, these flat earthers are gonna have a hard time coming up against.
Exactly. I want to touch on what Vikka said about the mechanical. Everything is pretty much designed, and you see, a few weeks ago, which I don't believe those guys are really robots, but they showed some robots in the stadium watching a game. I think those are just people wearing them. But anyway, you see the trouble they go just to try to reproduce a human hand, and the walking, and I mean, all mechanical, all design, and still they will never get it as perfect as we are.
Oh yeah, as I mentioned, like the perfection of painting a human can do, right? It's so intricate. It's so well done. Even writing, right? For sure, the artificial technology would take time, for maybe they can never reach there, or maybe they already have technology that exists, which is much more advanced than us, and the history they are telling us about our past is totally wrong. Because if you're writing the history, you can write however you want. If they're writing the history, they
Yeah,
can say the Greek thought that the Earth was a triangle if they want to, right?
exactly.
And the
Yeah,
technology that's been missing in this hidden history could be beyond we could imagine. What we have done in this last 70 to 80 years for is so much advancement for us. So they could be having the technologies much more beyond that we could imagine. So these are also some kind of questions that is going to arise because of that missing history and technology of thousands of years. So where is humanity going? This made up evolution, this fake evolution, it's just a show. So many questions like these are going to arise because this thing is real. This thing has test of time. This thing has been there from long time. The image you just showed about that Japanese model, what do you think? It's a souvenir? It's a technology.
of course. And they did it, man. I'm gonna find the picture here so I can actually blow up and demonstrate it. And the way they did, like they had the sun and the moon circling around Mount Meru, you know, and stuff is awesome. I'm gonna try to find it here and display. And another thing, like the problem is the academia. I know because when I completed my master's program, I was offering like a teaching position, or I could go for my PhD. And the thing is, you graduate, and then you gotta pass on the same indoctrination that you got. Otherwise, you won't make a living. So some of those professors who are defending the heliocentric model, they know they are out of a job if they stop doing that. So they gotta do it because it's their job, not because they might even believe that stuff. But that's the way they have to do.
Yeah, Gene said something real important a few minutes ago. That's, it's not that just we've been lied to about geography. We've been also lied to about astronomy. We've been lied to about history. I tell people all the time, history is just as fake as the globe. But we've also been lied to about archaeology. There's so much that has been gone into weaving this web of lies or web of deception that this world of academia and these professors continue to regurgitate because they have to. Like you said, Eddie, they lose their job, they lose their entire career that some of them may have been working for 20, 25, or 30 years, and they can't go against the narrative, or they lose their entire income and their pension and everything else. So what are they going to do? Well, the almighty dollar rules and reigns in this realm right now for a lot of people. So they're going to continue the hoax. They're going to continue the lie. But for those of us who are on this journey of truth, this truth train or whatever it is, we have to realize it's flat Earth. I tell people all the time, it's not just about flat Earth. It's about the fact we've been lied to about almost everything. So anything that comes from an alleged authority, we need to be willing to question it and say, hey, is this really true? Because when you start asking that question sincerely, you find out a lot of what you were taught and raised to believe is simply not true at all.
Exactly. We should but it's not our case. We were not scared of researching and finding out and changing our position. But many people, they are just afraid of the truth. They run. It's just like a meme. So nowadays, some people are not running to know the truth. They are running from the truth. You know.
Oh yeah. The people prefer, because when your belief is the way you apply to your life, right?
Exactly.
In reality, because what you think is what you speak and what you do, right? And sooner or later you're going to apply those principles in your life, right? So we can have an idea what kind of mindset the globers could have by avoiding the truth, right? They prefer to of delusion, of imagination. They don't want to do real science. They don't want to see the real truth, because all their degrees are gonna go down the drain, and that's what is for hard for them to accept. What you're gonna do with that degree is theoretical. What, it just to receive orders? Yeah, say yes
Yeah.
to the authority. That's your degree about. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so this is a picture of the Japanese flat Earth model. So they made it, and I saw one. There is a temple about 2 hours from here, and this round thing here. There is the a small silver ball, and another one. It's a small golden ball representing the sun and the moon that circulates around here. So I mean, this has been like for thousands of years. But once the Europeans came over, they physically destroyed. They invaded their temples and then destroyed their models. But the mechanical realm, hopefully, is going to show people that we have had everything we observe. It can be somehow reproduced, you know, and that's what happened to the mechanical realm.
Oh yeah, they tried their best to that this don't come to the people. Even from the time of Archimedes and all this time, they didn't wanted this technology to for everybody to know, right? And especially when the heliocentric model came into existence, that is the reason this real technology was hidden or destroyed or kept away. But the nature has its way to defend the truth. That's why this was found, and this was what is in reality is. For sure, the gatekeepers want to give us wrong information about whatever. They can have the truth right in our face, and we would never know if they want to, right? So that's what they have been doing. But the best part is that the nature is defending the truth, and this had to come to the people's focus or attention and this timeline, and it's happening. It's happening. As I said, this truth is so important for flat earthers as a community. Same way as I said that flatten the curve was a weapon and for us against all these lies. So this is also going to be a weapon against that lie, because they cannot debunk this, because it's not manipulated.
Correct. So let me just another thing, another observation. I've been talking about flights for ever since I came along, this flat earth stuff, and one thing, those some of the pilots, they think it's, they consider themselves like above everybody else. But the thing is, airplanes, when the designers like Wright brothers, they observe the birds. That's how they came up with the design and to make the airplanes fly, because they were observing the birds. And the Wright brothers, they were bicycle makers. They built bicycles, and they used their tools and their, and built an airplane. So there's no secret in that. Anybody can make that observation and try to figure out what's going on. So that's one of the things that I do with flights. I see and I know what's going on. Like flights, they don't adjust for curvature. The elevators are trimmed, they fly straight, you know, and that's an observation we can make, and we are not flying over a spinning ball, and those, just like pilots and those from the academia, they got a lie, man, and it's amazing how why they lie. Like, is this to protect their way of life? They don't want to be. I don't know, man. Sometimes you stop and think like these guys, they just don't want to change their lives. They want to live the way they want to. I don't know. What's your take on that, guys?
Well, I'll comment on it. I've got a childhood friend, who's been teaching in the world of academia for 25 years.
Go ahead, Gene. Oh,
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, I have a friend who's been in the world of academia for 25 years teaching. He's a science teacher. So he and I have gone round and round on flat Earth, and he has almost basically disowned me now, because if I bring up anything about it, he thinks I'm attacking him personally, or I'm attacking his mother, who was a teacher, or I'm attacking his entire career. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to ask you some scientific questions. I'm giving you some science here about, the gyroscope in an airplane. I'm giving you some science about the physics of water, and I'm asking you to give me some science on the globe. And he's not able to do that. But instead of being able to look at the things I'm sharing with him, he literally shuts down. You can see like a glazed look go over his eyes, and he just gets real quiet and cannot or will not comment on it at all. So I honestly don't know if there's not some mental disconnect where they literally just can't. Maybe the cognitive dissonance is so great, so strong, they literally can't consider anything that questions their belief system. So, I'm sure all of you guys have run into this too, but I've got a really close friend. He and I have had lots of conversations about this, and it gets to a place where he just literally shuts down and can't think.
I have to say, like here in Japan, I have been in touch with some teachers and professors, and they know what's going on. They just say, well, because Japan is like a country that they have to conform with the authorities, but some of them, they just say, well, we know some of this stuff's not true. We just have to follow the curriculum, and it. I think they're just playing safe. They don't want to throw their jobs and their careers, but they know that 50% or 90% of their teaching, depending on the subject, pure liars, just lies.
Oh yeah, the pilot makes good money. Everybody in the aviation industry make good money, so they don't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe after they retire, they want to say, "Hey, yeah," but
That's too
but
late.
in
That's gonna be
reality,
too late.
yeah, in reality, but does it really affect us? Like, for us, it's good if maybe some pilots come like in the flatten the curve, and more pilots come forward and say few things, because there are few who wants to say things, but they cannot be. For example, you can ask which instrument is there that is adjusting for the curvature that's there in the autopilot. What setting you have to put for that curvature. Tell me the exact number.
Exactly.
There's so many things in aviation, the navigation system, the whole flight thing, how it works, the aerodynamics, the pressure, they say, the sea level, they know it very well. That's why, so I have had few debates with few so-called pilots, so their
liars.
their best proof is that because of the pressure, the plane auto adjusts, but the F, whatever is the company of this, the ones who NTSB and all their mechanical stuff with their aeronautics, they themselves say that be equal at the same temperature, because the pressure could change even in a few hundred feet depending on the temperature, depending on the how humidity is there, or it's cloudy.
Exactly. And now also the temperature can remain the same up to 2,000 miles, like a flight from North America to South America crossing the equator. You fly for like 2-3 hours with the same temperature. And where is the, it's ridiculous, All right, some people are asking about the movie, so I dropped the link for the website, The Mechanical Realm. It's in the chat. Check it out. There's all the information there about the movie, where to watch, how to watch, and everything. It's right there. So shout out to a lot of people here: Canada, South Africa, Brazil, everywhere, Texas and Louisiana. So shout out to everybody. So guys, we are here talking today about The Realm, the new documentary by Vikka Draziv, starring Gene Edit, Keith Cameron, Evelyn Gold, myself, and it's going to go air on this website here 25 hours from now. This is my time here in Japan. I'm ahead of the time from most of you, but it's going to be airing on the 10th, October 10th. It's right here, release date, 10th of October, rating PG-13. So we're talking about the mechanical realm, and now the men are trying to imitate nature, God's creation, with mechanics, with this and that. And since 2,000, 3,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago, they already had a model, working model, because they were observing how things worked in the sky, and they had a model, right? So that's all about that we can say right now about this documentary.
Well, without giving it away completely, we can say it was a device or a machine that perfectly replicated on Earth what we see in the sky above us. And not only did it work when they made the machine, allegedly 2,000 years ago, but it still works today in 2023, because the sun and the moon are still doing the same circuits. The wandering stars, which are commonly called planets, they're still on their same circuits, going around the magnetic center, but over the center of the Earth, going around Polaris, but under Polaris. Everything is on its intelligently designed circuit, like a divine clock. So, somehow the Greeks or the Sumerians or the Babylonians or somebody 2,000 years ago plus figured out how the system worked, and they were able to replicate it in a machine perfectly. And it's, like I said, still working today. That's a big part of the documentary, but the documentary will go deeper than that, and will help all of us have a clearer vision, a better understanding of where we live.
Exactly. Lots of interesting comments here, those dead slaves, Icanero. So shout out to Icanero here. Many of these people, even the pilots, we were just talking about the pilots. And there is a video I have in my channel somewhere. the guy was going to interview some of these pilots in the airport. They were all together, and the pilot said, "We are not allowed to talk about this thing. You're not. We are not allowed to talk about this," referring to the flat Earth. So they probably have meetings at their companies, at their headquarters, and say, "Do not talk about flat Earth. Do
I bet.
not talk about."
Yeah, I have another personal friend who graduated from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University 25 years ago, at least now, and he's one of the highest paid pilots for one of the biggest airlines you can imagine. And I not too long ago just sent him another message. I said, "Hey, tell me about the rate of descent. Does that equation, does that calculation assume that the place where you're landing 100 miles away is the same altitude as where the plane starts descending?" And guess what? Crickets. Nothing. He did not respond at all, because that's another simple proof that the Earth is flat. So these pilots know it, but yeah, I think they've been told by their bosses, whoever that is, do not talk to the public about this.
Exactly, man. And I was watching a pilot that he has a good lifestyle, like 3 cars, beautiful house, but he depends on that job. If he loses that job, everything goes down the drain. So he's gonna keep his mouth shut. Mm.
Kevin Bobbick just did a video last week where he had a 3 or 4 minute conversation with a pilot, and he got the pilot to say that the planes just curve naturally.
Gravity, right? So it was another
Not,
gravity.
not naturally. He said they just curve naturally. There's no device on the airplane, manual or automatic, to have it follow the curve at 500 miles an hour. So he got him to eventually sort of backed him in a little corner because he had no answer for him. It just follows it naturally, which is a really good answer. It's kind of very funny, I think. I don't think a plane naturally does much of anything.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's amazing. These guys study so much, and they don't realize the airplane is designed to overcome gravity. Otherwise it wouldn't be flying. And the whole thing, the design of the airplane, the way it flies, 2 degrees, nose up. The elevator is trimmed. I mean, it does not follow any curvature. It has to, it flies straight and level because Earth is flat. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, rate of descent is a good one because it's a formula that for 500 miles an hour at that curve rate, you'd have to descend like I forget what number it is, but it's really, really fast.
Yeah, it would
100
have
feet a second or
2,000,
something. Yeah, it's
almost
great.
over 2,000 feet per minute, something like that. If Earth was
Right.
a ball.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that you have altimeter apps that you can put on your mobile device, and when you fly, you can see how the plane ascends, and then cruise altitude, and then descend. This all is like a graph that you can find in the flight data recorder. Okay, this is real data from a flight recorder. You can even find on some apps about any flight. Okay, and this is real data they are avoiding, because it shows the plane takes off, ascends, maintains a level line, and then descends. And they say that it's turning around the curvature. Why is it not showing in the graphs? Right?
Exactly, right here.
Right.
The
Exactly. And in the graph,
surface.
you see the whole trip, like with their altitude, right? For example,
Yeah,
if it's curving for the curvature, it should show. Because, for example, if we compare that flight data from the accident of Kennedy Jr., you can see the Cessna going up and down, and you can see the whole graph going up and down. So if a plane adjusts for the curvature, it's going to show on the graph. It doesn't show. And that's real
yeah,
life data right there, showing the Earth is flat and the plane flies straight and level.
exactly. Yeah. So the rate of descent right here is always calculated on a flat surface. They never have a curved surface here. It's impossible. You don't have a 90-degree here on a curved surface. So it's always flat and level. I mean, so guys, if you're with us so far, this mechanical realm is gonna open the eyes of many people that we live on a intelligently designed realm. Everything is designed. The design of the animals, the way they move, the birds, the way they fly, humans, how we walk. It was always intelligently designed. And men are trying to reproduce this with robots, and airplanes, and you see how much effort they put into it. And it's never perfect. They always making new models because the other model is now obsolete. It doesn't work anymore. Just to get close to what we are and what we observe in nature.
As I've been promoting the mechanical realm the last couple of weeks, I'll ask people, I say, where's the working model of the globe that's 2,000 years old? I haven't seen that. Where is that at? And I just tell them, I said, you guys don't have, the people that are trying to defend the globe, I said, you don't have a working model. What you have is the three body problem. You can't even figure out how to get more than two bodies of mass rotating or revolving around each other without the entire system falling apart. And I see most people don't know this. They just think, oh, because I saw this mobile over my crib when I was a baby, that's how it works. That's how all the planets go around each other, And they've never questioned it. But you start to question this a little bit, and the entire heliocentric hypothesis starts to fall apart. And I tell people often, I say, if flat Earth is anything, it's the ability to question everything.
You got it. All right, guys, I'm going to run the trailer here. We're going to take the trailer is 4 minutes long. So if you guys want to do a quick, bathroom break, whatever. And this is the trailer for the Mechanical Realm, which will be released on the 10th of October. So let's go ahead and watch this trailer. And right here.
2,000 years ago, a shipwreck created a time capsule. Hidden beneath the waves, untouched by time. The secrets it held would challenge our understanding of the past and reveal the incredible ingenuity of our ancestors. Journey with us as we dive into the depths of history, uncovering the enigmatic ancient marvel that defies the limits of its time. Rediscovered a century ago by another shipwreck, nature seemed to guard its secrets, preserving a device that would rewrite our understanding of ancient technology. The mechanical realm beckons us to unlock its mysteries. Through history, archaeology, astrophysics, and astronomy, we embark on a quest to decipher the intricate workings of the past. The pieces of the puzzle come together as we explore the convergence of art, science, and philosophy. A true masterpiece of craftsmanship gives us a glimpse into the minds of ancient engineers and their quest to understand the cosmos.
Testament to the importance of astronomy in ancient Greek culture, reflecting the desire of Greek astronomers and mathematicians to understand the workings of the cosmos.
A lot of these scientists, pseudoscientists, because they have a lot of claims with very little evidence, if any, especially when it comes to the shape of the Earth and with astronomy and what we see in the sky. A lot of what we see, what we observe in this realm, contradicts what we were taught to believe by these scientists.
The geocentric stationary Earth model, common knowledge that the Earth was stationary and located at the center of the universe, with the sun, moon, and luminaries moving around it. His circular path around the Earth was widely accepted by philosophers, astronomers, and other scholars.
And realizations would come to them. This subtle science process is possible today as well, but so few endeavor to achieve this. Few are even aware of these timeless, subtle sciences, which are far more profound than today's solely materialistic sciences.
Scientific literature is clear on the fact that several psychological rhythms and collective behaviors are not only synchronized within the solar and geomagnetic activity, but also destruction in these fields can create adverse effects on human health and behavior.
This body is a combination of all these sides together in one device, working in perfection, reflecting the movement, the only movement about to a geocentric stationary platform.
Prepare for an extraordinary journey where hidden truths come to light. The secrets of the mechanical realm will redefine our perception of history and reshape our appreciation of the past and shape of our Earth. Get ready to witness the unveiling of the extraordinary, a geocentric stationary flat Earth working model that has defied the passage of time. The mechanical realm awaits you.
All right, guys. So check it out, my new Gleason's map here, the blue one. And I just want to take a minute to talk about my story real quick. And so I appreciate you guys have been supporting the channel with by visiting the store. Thank you so much. Got some new items there. So check it out if you have time. I'll leave the link in the chat. And this is the beautiful Gleason's blue map that was first restored by Dimitri and then enhanced by Robert Draziv. Shout out to you guys. So we got David Wise in the house. Are you there, David?
Yeah, I'm there. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey David, good to hear you.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, you were just talking about pilots a little while ago, and I'm not going to mention any names because you're absolutely right. They don't want their names mentioned. But I was introduced to a pilot that's let's just say he's the head of some large pilot unions, and then he put me in touch with some other pilots, and I literally have 20 pilots, that for big airlines, contact info, and they all watch our stuff. They all know the Earth is flat. And think about this: when you're like in a car with somebody on a long drive that's not a flat earther, you're just gonna flat smack them the whole time, right? You're gonna do whatever you can. Well, these pilots are flat smacking their co-pilots on these long flights because they have nothing to do other than take off and land. So these pilots are turning all of the other pilots into flat earthers. And any pilots that are listening that are flat earthers, you should be doing this too if you're not already doing it. So, the conversations I had with them is the amount of pilots that are becoming flat earthers is growing faster than any other population of people that are becoming flat earthers.
Gotcha. I think without the resistance and the control that's going on, we're still growing, man. We are growing.
Absolutely. And the pilots are, hey, they're told to keep quiet, whether they're told or not, or they're just ignorant, they just don't know, they're afraid or whatever. If as soon as we hit that tipping point, which is coming very soon, in my opinion, there's going to be so many pilots, and then they could literally all come out together, and then what are they going to do? Fire, all of the pilots? It's not going to work. We're hitting critical mass. And I just wanted to throw that in there, with all the work that everyone's doing, and even the people that aren't out on the front lines like we are, there's plenty of people waking up, and having pilots come on board, because one of the things people throw at us is, what, are all pilots and scientists in on it? Nope, they're either just being quiet for reasons that we spoke about. So they're waking up fast, and it's very exciting to hear. So I've actually got them to agree to do a roundtable where they'll hide their identities and we can talk to them. So I'm trying to set that up in the near future.
That'd be great. I mean, I'm a sometimes, I've been contacted by people who weren't really pilots. So if there's any way to make sure they are real, they're welcome to come here too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. These are guys that have given me their full identity, what they do, where they work, what planes they fly, and everything. So we'll, if I do something like that, and Eddie, I'll have you on for sure, because you know a lot more about it than I do. We'll verify it. And some of them were saying that they've actually spoken to their supervisors, and they have permission to go on a podcast as long as they don't mention the airline that they're on or wear their uniform. Interesting. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Hey, how you doing, David? This Vikka here.
Yeah. I'm doing great. Things are. I'm going on a lot of shows. I got getting a lot of interest. The trolls are promoting me more than ever, so it's wonderful. They're literally they go after me and I can tell because more people get the app, and I'm like, okay, keep doing what you're doing, guys. So it's non-stoppable at this point unless they literally pull the plug on the whole world. So I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to watching your film tomorrow. I'll do a push on the app, a notification, so people know it's available for purchase. And I just need the link that takes me right there, so I can figure that out, I think.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for your support. I know you supported us in the Flatten the Curve, and it's gonna be same. So awesome, brother. And yeah, in 24 hours, it's gonna be on the mechanicalrealm.com. Yeah, we've been censored a lot on Facebook and on many pages, even on Google. If you really Google the mechanicalrealm.com, it's not going to show you. You have to go to the link. So we have shared the link on our channels. It's all over the Facebook. Yep. So if you want, I'm going to send you in the private too. So yeah, as you say, the same way the Flatten the Curve did an effect on showing that these kind of professional people who are working with technical and navigation systems and the whole mechanics of all these things, how it moves through the different atmosphere, and the people who are really like witnesses speaking their experience about what is really happening in the air, under the water, on the water. So yeah, it did, I think, made an impact, and it's gonna wake up a lot of people. And I think we should use it as a weapon for especially these kind of people, because they have to see that there are people like them who are also awake and who are there for the truth. Because sometimes it's more easy to live with the truth than to continue with the lie. It like a lot of pressure of even these people, because even these pilots, some of them are smart people, but they know that they are also being indoctrinated, and they try their best, but it's also kind of an entertainment for them to with their co-pilot, for 10 hours, because maybe they themselves are learning something, right?
Well, think about it. I mean, can you be trapped in a cockpit with somebody who's not a flat earther and not shut your mouth and be able to shut your mouth? I don't think it's possible for any of us. So these pilots that are totally in, they're the same way, and they're just asking questions and throwing out information. And I don't know, give me 10 hours with somebody, they're walking out of there a flat earther. There's no doubt. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, so the idea with the mechanical realm is also something very similar. It's very technical also, and it's been there for a long time. It's just that the people they made sure that we don't see it. We are quite excited for this release, because we've been working for more than a year behind this, and it will help the community a lot as an ammunition, as a weapon against these fake globers, because they are not providing real science. They're not providing real science. They're just bullying us. They're just insulting us, and they're just having memes and having fun. That's what they're doing. Let them. But we are progressing. I said we are progressing, and especially from past few years. And for us to grow our database and our understanding, so this progress continues, right? So, yep, we all are doing our jobs. So
yeah. I think it's growing faster than even we realize, because I'm just watching people put their hands up and they're like, "This or the world is flat." People that have been fighting it. So I see some explosive growth for the rest of this year, explosive beyond what any of us are imagining, and I'm going to do my best to make that happen. And so films like this are going to do it, and I can't wait to watch it, and I can't wait to push it out on the app, so everyone that opens up their app will have that pop up in front of them, and they'll see it, because a lot of people haven't heard about it yet, so we want to make sure everyone hears about it.
Thank you, David.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm going to jump off. You guys continue. I'll see you, Eddie. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Thank you,
right,
David.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye.
All right, guys. So, Sarah, Selena, what do you think, guys? What do you guys think about the Rupes Negra? So that's what we were talking about, the Japanese flat Earth map. The model they had with the Rupes Negra or the Mount Meru, whatever you want to call it, in the middle. And, right here in the center of the flat Earth, right there, and now compasses point to that direction. So it was great to have David there, and he's going to push the documentary with the app. And he did it with my store last week. So I appreciate David Wise because you helped a lot, so I appreciate. All right, guys, I think we're having a great show, man. We still got like 15 minutes to go. We still can talk a little bit more. So when I hear more about
what I can add is, Eddie, as you say, the North Pole, right? The Japanese culture. In every culture, the North Pole and its importance is being seen there, right? Why? Why is it, right? Because it has a function there, right? To be there.
Exactly.
So the mechanical realm will also help shed some light on that, relating to the Earth and everything, how it functions, right?
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm trying to find more maps here concerning, old cultures, Japanese cosmology. Yeah, man, they had to go to wars and destroy their models, because otherwise, that's why I keep saying that the heliocentric model is really a political system. You have to accept it. When they come to your country, the Europeans came, you have to accept that it's part of the whole control thing, the whole domination, the whole colonization was to accept. They had no other way. They either accepted or, in many cases, they had to die,
One of the questions that all of us have been asked at one point or another by someone who is just hearing about all this for the first time is like, well, why does it matter? Why does it matter? And, I asked a question probably going back 4 years ago to one of the groups I admin for. And I just put it out there. I said, what has the knowledge of flat Earth done for you? Not those of you who think maybe the Earth is flat, but for those of you who excuse me, the Earth is flat. What has that knowledge done? And out of thousands of people in this group, there were three main answers that kept coming up. And they were, flat Earth has given me more peace of mind. It has given me a greater sense of freedom. And it has given me a closer connection to my creator, or a closer connection to spirit. So that's why flat Earth matters. And that's why I think all of us do what we do, is we want everyone to have more peace of mind. We want everyone to have a greater sense of freedom. And we want everyone to have a closer connection to spirit. So, and that's not, I didn't go looking for these answers, like, trying to feed these answers to somebody. These are the authentic, real answers that came in just from a simple question on what has the knowledge of flat Earth done for you. So for those of you who may be new to this, once you gather enough information or enough knowledge, and, this documentary will help you with that. You will see for yourself what these people meant. Is there anything more valuable than peace of mind? To me, I can't think of anything. I don't know of anything. So the knowledge, that's what truth does. Truth creates peace, lies create stress. And flat Earth is one of the truths that is coming to light in this day and age that we live in now. And it's increasing the peace for people who are coming to the knowledge of it.
Yep, great. That's it. All right, guys, that's great. Let me display again the flat Earth, the Japanese cosmology here. So this is, I don't know if you guys can see. I can't make this picture bigger, but you have Mount Meru here in the middle. And, there's a lot of other images, but this is the Japanese model right here. Let's see if I can. And it's a shame, man, because now I interviewed a Japanese lady, a couple of years ago. We became friends. And actually, I had this interview online, but she asked me to remove because she was famous in Japan. She was a celebrity in on TV, whatever. And she had an interesting story, okay, because she was Buddhist, and then she was a really dedicated Buddhist, and then she went to Korea to study more, to live with some of the Korean Buddhists there, and she knows that the higher up they were Freemasons. And then she said, well, something's wrong here, you know. So today, and then when she came to Flat Earth, and she had a really interesting story. But she moved out. She moved out of Japan because since she was famous here, and she was kind of scared a little bit, so she doesn't live here anymore. But she's a flat earther now, and she's been studying the Bible. But I mean, there is control and infiltration everywhere. So you guys know about it.
Oh yeah. They contaminate some parts, so the confusion gets more confused. You know why? So
Yeah.
a bit of sprinkling of truth between all the lies, and that's how it's in the end. It's playing with the mind. What they are doing is playing with the mind of the people. Like, you don't need to control the whole physical world. You just control the mind of the masses, and everything is in check.
You got it. You're right. Control the media, you control the minds, and we are controlled by the media. Mhm. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and my show is short, so we got 10 minutes to go. Let's go ahead and thank everybody for being here today. Gonna go. Each one of us go ahead and say the last words for the show. I'm gonna be displaying here the realm, the website. I already added the link to the chat, so you guys check it out. So go ahead, Jeannie. Can you go ahead first?
Yeah, Eddie, it was a pleasure to be here. Great honor to be here with you. And I really loved Flatten the Curve and all the work you did, and all the work you do on your YouTube is really amazing. Thanks for the invite here, and it's great to have done this with you, the Mechanical Realm. Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of people that are on the fence. Anybody with curiosities that's just not sure, this can really help people have an understanding of where we live, and that people 2,000 years ago, they seem to think that they were right about so many things in the historical narrative, but when it comes to the solar system, Big Bang Theory, that they the newer scientists got that figured out, and these older scientists from 2,000 and 3,000, 4,000 years ago were wrong about that one astronomical mistake they made, right? So we're going to help people really understand where they were right, and there's historical evidence for it, and it's going to present a beautiful ancient flat earth working model for everybody. So it's going to touch on a lot of other things, Eddie, too. It's going to touch on all the narratives are coming from the same place that they're teaching the kids. That was the school system got taken over 100 years ago. The geological, the scientific narrative, historical, astrophysics, which is just a mythology, and astrological narrative. So we're going to touch on a lot of different things in this documentary, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it was a pleasure working with all you guys.
Likewise, thanks, Gene, for being here. And if I had, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to slow down shows, perhaps once a month, maybe, for some health reasons and work reasons. But otherwise, I would love to have you guys back. I don't know what's gonna happen. So, Keith, I would like to hear from you. Your final words.
Hey Eddie, it was really good to be here with you. I watched your video or your podcast 2 or 3 weeks ago where you were sharing some of the health challenges you've been through. So you've had lots of good prayers and thoughts from me to you over the last few weeks, and we just hope that you'll come through this and be stronger than ever. but I do appreciate you and the work that you've done. I refer people to your channel all the time. In my opinion, I mean, David was on here and he's awesome. His channel's awesome, but I love your channel probably more than any of them. I mean, it's just so well done. Just so professional. I just love it. And I would just want to say thank you for it. Good to be here. It was great to collaborate with you on this film too. I'm very excited for this to come out. I think we're all going to enjoy the ride we're about to take when this when it hits the market, when people start seeing it. So,
thanks so much, brother. Maybe we'll get together again, for just talking about Flat Earth. Okay, let's see what the future will bring. Thanks so much. Thank you. So go ahead, Vikka. It's your turn now.
Eddie, brother, thank you. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you for all your work that you've been doing for so many years. So much of effort has been put. And thank you also everybody in the chat. And please do support Eddie and whoever is giving so much time to create some awesome content so that people could at least find some light in this darkness that is going on to really make people confused. So it's lots of energy and effort to create content and be here and do these projects. So do support him and all the content creators whom you resonate with, and also do support the documentary and show some love at themechanicalrealm.com. And yes, Eddie, we know we are so much trial and error for this project, but finally we made it happen, and we are just few hours away. And thanks for being a part. Thank you also Keith and Jean and Evelyn and Gutai and Marcio from RTS for making this project possible. Yes. And thanks everyone who's supporting it too, David Weiss and everybody in the chat and all our supporters. So thanks, and whenever you want, brother.
Thank you, Vikka. We will be in touch, brother. And don't know what the future will hold, but perhaps we will work together again in the future. Thank you, each and every one of you guys. It was a pleasure. I'm gonna close the show with my favorite song, which is David's Day Carol. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of us from the chat. And as soon as the song ends, we are done. Thank you, guys. We will be in touch in our groups. Okay.
Awesome, brother. Bye.
Thanks again, Eddie. We'll talk soon, brother.
All right, everybody in the chat, much love to you from all of us. I'll see you. I'll be back this week with the last show with Billy Zig from Australia. All right, so see you guys next time.
Wonderful, magical, celestial light, fantastical, mystical, wonderful sight. Belgian Swiss physicist Auguste Piccard, 1931, first to reach for the stars, was the first to explore the air view stratospherius, a scientist curious to see what was there. An aluminium black ball on a helium balloon with photos and instruments sailed towards the moon, rose in just half an hour, 52,000 feet, 10 miles of depth temperature, left for dead, trapped in heat and cold, but disproving gravity. Wonderful, mystical, beautiful sight, flat line separation of black from blue light, a world run by deceivers, false make-believers, hiding in shadows, stealing our light. Mystical, fluorescent light, wonderful, magical, awesome, yes, stealing our light. Wonderful, let there be light, supernatural, eternal, supernatural. Up we go, higher than rainbows, higher than mountains, up there. Divine, luminescent light, mystical, wonderful, celestial light. So what was their eternal testimony? What did they report back to humanity? Said it seemed like a flat disk far as eyes can see, with an upturned edge fading into infinity. A mystical, ethereal, celestial sight, a divine creation, a clockwork of light, designed hid by deceivers and false make-believers, still cowering in shadows, still fearing our light. Here we go, higher than Everest, higher than airplanes, above zero, cumulus, higher than air. A level horizon, 360 around us, no motion beneath us, no spinning, no stars on the firmament, turn along around us to forever, short time and geometrically there. You'll never beat us, you'll never defeat us, forever beneath us. We see through you like air. Mystics of illuminant light, fantastical, magical, we see through you like air. Magical angels of light, beautiful, wonderful, celestial light. The first to see truth when they reach for the stars, explorers and physicists, Kipper and Picard. Never you'll defeat us, forever beneath us, we see through you like air.